Hey, you don't look confident, Bo. You don't look confident when you're doing that. You don't look confident.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athen, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hence
He got the winning Super Bowl touchdown.
Okay, got a catch. Anybody could have made that catch.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State.
You did it, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Guys, y'all got it. Comment. Guys, y'all.
I don't know what the trade details are. Hold on.
Boom!
They got Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 11 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and it's gone by so fast.
Oh, it's time to piss straight off. Pull up a picture of 81. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rashad Smith.
Rashad Smith.
There it is. The Chiefs have done their perfect draft.
Dre's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From my homes to the defense, we can get the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate truth.
The sound back on.
There you go. Welcome to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar. I'm your host, Nick Athen. This is the Chiefs Blitz podcast. I'm joined by Mr. Hence Todd, Mr. Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman.
Hey.
We've been having some technical stuff going on today. It's been a crazy Monday, kind of a weird Monday. But we are here to dissect the Kansas City Chiefs 37 to, I'll say 13 win over the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of question marks. I watched almost all the national pundits today talk about this game. And I think we've got some conspiracy theorists out there. We got a lot of complaining. I've even heard people say in Baltimore that they need to fire their head coach. I kind of agree it might be a time for a change. 17 years or 18 years coaching one team is a long time. But that's it. So before we get started, Hans, let's roll with our sponsor, Underdog. We good? All right. Play now in Missouri. Play 5. Get up to $50 in bonus dollars by playing their high-low pick'em game. It's an awesome game. We know who the better quarterback was yesterday. It was Patrick Mahomes. You can win money by playing sports high or low pick'em game and get up to 1,000 times your dollars. Hey, this is a great way to join. It's pretty simple. Just hit the scan code there. Make sure you put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz. Play 5, deposit 5, get 50, and you get 50 extra bonus dollars. It's a great way. I did not play this past weekend. I gave myself a week off, but I'll be back at it next week. And next Friday, I will give you my picks for the Sunday games as the Chiefs prepare for the Jacksonville Jaguars a week from tonight. Also, if you're looking for a sports memorabilia, the Chiefs Blitz shop is open. It's chiefsblitz.com/shop. Got a lot of great stuff in there. This is a giveaway item here. $1,250, $200 discount. 5 Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Famers all signed this ball. It's a great gift. It comes with free shipping and, of course, the ball itself in a case. Also, if you're looking for the ultimate ride, the Derek Thomas Mercedes-Benz raffle is nearing an end. The winner will be chosen in a raffle on October 16th. So just hit the QR code. 100% of the benefits will go to the Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, Third and Long Foundation, and also the Duron Cherry Foundation. And it's a great way to give back to the people who do a lot of great work in the area, helping youth with school, books, reading, and a whole bunch of other things, scholarships to school. It's a great cause.
Hey, Chiefs After Dark. We're here, ready to rock and roll.
We're having some technical issues today. We apologize.
Hey, come on now.
I kind of like the late start, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit better, but hey, maybe we'll get what the fans think here. Hey, Vito's in the house. Hey, buddy, what's up? Yes, it was a great game yesterday.
See, we were late. Vito's ready to rock
Vito's
and roll,
able to join the show. Vito's one of my dearest, oldest friends from way back in the day. And Vito was a key grip in Hollywood.
And Vito, we need you to get off of Facebook right now. Jump on YouTube.
He's already a subscriber.
Share, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Come on now.
All I'm saying was it a clear cut win? Did the Chiefs win first, or was Baltimore depleted? That's why I was waiting.
I'm
I'm
really
getting my
trying to
thoughts
get
together.
Vito fixed
I'm
up
getting my
here.
We're
thoughts
trying to
together.
get Vito fixed up here, and you
I'm just
interrupt.
saying, I'm trying to get my thoughts
Dude.
together.
Yeah, you're
Guys,
just sore
the
because the
Chiefs
Bengals are going to
win.
get their ass handed to them tonight.
They might. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I said, did the Chiefs really win, or was the Baltimore Ravens?
Did you wind him up before the show? We haven't even started yet.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Lamar Jackson. Hey. Did Lamar
Wind him
Jackson
up.
quit? Did Lamar Jackson quit? I think he
That's
quit.
it.
I don't
That's
know.
a lot of people say. A lot of people saying he quit, but
I don't
we'll
know.
get deep.
We'll get into all that. Thanks for previewing the show for us,
coming out of
Coach.
that square. A lot of
Yeah,
words.
a lot of this isn't Hollywood Squares, man.
I'm just saying, man.
Man, we want to thank everybody from resharing our tweets from X posts from yesterday. We want to thank everybody for joining us, bearing with us, for coming in late. And we want to thank everybody for, sticking with the Chiefs, the real Chiefs fans, to actually weather the storm to get us back to 500 football. Because that's where we are at now. I know there's some Raven fans out there. I know you probably see that. Hence, why did you change your post to Urkel with a Chiefs backer hat doing this? Because there's a lot of Raven fans out there saying, BowTie, you a lie. Your team suck. You ain't suck. Y'all don't own y'all division. I just said, hey, wherever you say. But other than that, man, hey, we want to thank Kareem. Hey, Kareem is in the building. DS is in the building. Sam Paris made his way back into the building as well. So, hey, and we got our main man, Lou. Lou, what shirt you got on right there? I want to know what shirt you got on. What's that shirt you got on?
You have a strange attraction to Urkel. I need to delve into that at some point, but no, if any Marvel fans out there, Iron Man, I love you 3000.
Nice.
If you know,
Iron Man
type thing.
Nice.
So are you a big fan of Iron Man? Because you look just like Buddy,
Tony Stark.
You look like Tony Stark.
You don't look like Tony Stark,
man. What you mean? He like an older version of Tony. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, we're about the same. Actually, we're about the same age. But,
there you go.
Yeah, we're good. Nice. I don't color my hair or anything like that. So
Kareem, watch yourself, Kareem.
It does look a little different.
Messi Marv got himself together in the second half of that Seahawks game. So I want to hear it. Bo, back to you.
But yeah, we're gonna get a lot of dive deep down into this, man. The Chiefs are back. Do they look back? A lot of Ravens saying that we just some angry Chiefs fans and they was just bloated.
No,
we don't care about none of
that. There was some angry. I think I sent the post earlier of the guy who posted the comment about Nick Wright, and Nick saying all these things about who the Ravens are and what they are. And this guy, he runs Ravens Flock, which is a huge Ravens social media presence, and he said everything that man said was right. So
because Nick is right.
Go the other way. Go the other way, Coach. There you go.
Hey, my bad. I'm too goddamn excited to talk about the issues
from what
going
I
on with Baltimore.
Nick is right.
So with that said, let's get into our first question of the day, because I know a lot of people are want to know what we think about this game.
It looks like we got about 100 of them. So
yeah, let's go.
So go ahead, Lou. The first question of the day.
Right. So is the Chiefs' offense fixed, or was the win a result of too many Ravens injuries? Coach already weighed in on this.
Yeah, let me take this one first. I think if we all go back to Super Bowl 50 or 55, Chiefs played the Bucks, missing 4 offensive linemen. Nobody felt sorry for the Chiefs. Nobody felt sorry for the fact that they had to play this game with basically Patrick Mahomes on the run, running about 250 miles in that game to just try to create some space and some separation. Listen, the Ravens were banged up going in. They were depleted on the defensive line, but this is a deep team. They've got good backups, and they knew all week these guys weren't going to play, so they had all week to prepare for Patrick Mahomes' offense and the Kansas City Chiefs. And losing Stanley hurt, I think, their offensive line a little bit, but the Chiefs were getting pressure on him on Jackson well before that. I don't think the offense is completely fixed. I don't think it's going to be fixed till they get Rashee Rice in the rotation. But there's certainly a lot of encouragement. But I think they've self-corrected a lot of areas. And if you go back and you watch the film, and I rewatched the game again this morning, and what I noticed was the energy was high. They were having fun. When you have a team that's this talented, It's having fun and it's executing. It's not getting penalties. I mean, Juwan Taylor, perfect game. I mean, no penalties, no false starts. He was dominating on the right side. Kingsley Sumatea had the highest ranking of, I think, any guard over the weekend as far as pressures go. 0 pressures on, 28 or 38 attempts, whatever it was. But for me, I'm not discounting this win at all. I don't care how many injuries they had. You don't feel sorry for the other team because they got a bunch of injuries. You go out there on a team that's depleted, you go out there and kick their ass, and that's exactly what the Chiefs did from start to finish. That was the best 4-quarter game of Patrick Mahomes' career in Kansas City since the 4-quarter game he laid on the Las Vegas Raiders when they were stomping on the field. He was impressive, very impressive yesterday.
Yeah, I said, the injuries, right? Nobody was giving Patrick Mahomes no love when he ain't had no wide receivers. Nobody was giving no love when they had a bad offensive line, and he still found the way to win. I would say it was coaching all the way around, right? Andy Reid was in his bag. Spags was actually deep down in the bag, pouring out spaghetti sauce, lasagna, everything he had in there. He was throwing it at Lamar Jackson. Some people said Lamar Jackson quit it. I don't know. It looked like he quit it. It looked like the team was depleted. It looked like, the coach was looking over the sidelines to Andy Reid like, please keep it at 37. Don't get me fired. That's how he looked at it. But again, I want us to blame it on the Ravens injuries. It's the NFL. Like Lou said, NFL, everybody get injured. Every team is dealing with injuries. So, you got to have a backup. That's what backup's for. Next man up. And now the Chiefs, that's what Thornton came in, right? We'll get deep down into more on him. He was the next man up, though. So what you had to say, Coach?
I don't give a damn about all that shit. Injuries played a big role in the Baltimore Ravens. I don't give a good damn, but I would not take nothing away from Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs went out there and executed and dominated as they should. Doesn't matter depleted or not. But on the other side of things, the Baltimore Ravens was depleted. You know what I'm saying? But like I told Winston earlier today, when we was moving and whatnot today, I feel like Spags just got Lamar Jackson's number. He just got his number, man. And I seen it in the second half. I said, the way they played Lamar Jackson, the way they played him, man, I said, you just got his number. You just got his number, so it is what it is. But I feel like the injuries did play a role for them. But the Chiefs did what they need to do. Look, Smith got his opportunities, whatnot. Brady came in and lit it up. So Chiefs played well. They played well, So I'm not gonna take nothing away from the Kansas City Chiefs. I ain't gonna take nothing away from them.
No. I think the offense is going to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
So obviously,
revolve, Duval,
evolve.
So, right. We'll get into that later. We were on that. We were on that in Factor Cap on Friday. Then it spilled out into the field afterwards. On Sunday.
It did.
We were there, but no, I think the offense is going to continue to evolve. Obviously, you put X on the field, you put a deep threat on the field, and that just changes everything.
It did.
Patrick was, in terms of what Nick was saying, as far as a complete game, I think Patrick was probably the most comfortable I've seen him in probably 2 years. Not necessarily that the pocket was perfect or whatever, but it just looked like he was in such command. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. He was accurate. Everything was so. A lot of things happened to get to that point. Obviously, the offensive line played much better. Yes, Juwan Taylor, no penalty. That was a thing. I don't know that any of the offensive linemen had penalties until the end when Wanye came in and he kind of canceled one of Richard's big plays. But bottom line is the starting offensive line, I don't think there was a single penalty on them. So a lot of things like kind of rolled up on the Ravens. I can see that, injuries and so forth. Lamar was kind of out of sorts once he wasn't able to do his thing. So Spags, I think, has always had the right plan for him. It's just that, there have been times where they haven't executed it to a T, where yesterday it was. I mean, the guys that were late blitzing were coming at the right time. The down four were getting pressures. The blitzes were well timed. I mean, so it was a pretty much a flawless game plan, I think, as far as that part of it went. But in terms of the offense, again, I think it's going to continue to evolve. Burchard, I think, went up to 19 snaps yesterday, up from 8 the game before. Obviously, they want to start to get him more involved. Xavier, I mean, you saw the game. He makes all the difference in the world of this offense. Now you throw some other guys to come back healthy. Yeah. So again, fixed. I don't really like that term. They were certainly efficient.
Well, based on evolve,
and I think as things continue and they kind of identify who they are offensively, I think that's where it's really going to start to really cook. Maybe, as we get into like the end of October, November, things are really going to start to flow with this thing, given health across the board.
So what are they saying in the chat, Nick?
Well, Wichita Hall is our offense fixed? No, but it's healing. I like that word. We continue to get better every week, all the way back to the Super Bowl. Demetrio, I like the way they showed the running backs some love. And I'm going to give Matt Nagy credit because he's really been pushing to get more out of the running backs in the offense and the play calling. And I thought they just did just enough. Let's see. Kareem Speck spent all food stamp money on them ingredients. Shit was delicious.
Yeah, I don't think Lamar is digging Italian food.
Yeah.
So with that said,
one more from Witchy Hall. Patrick has more victories without the number 1 and number 2 receiver than any other quarterback in NFL history. I can't argue.
That is kind of true. And speaking of Patrick Mahomes,
that tracks.
And speaking of Patrick Mahomes, go to the next question, Luke.
All right. So Patrick, MVP return. Is he now the front runner? Damn, we're 4 games in. Front runner after his 4 TD game.
Well, his stats did go up significantly today. If you've noticed that, I think he was 4th or 5th in the AFC. He was like 10th or 11th heading into the week. Yeah, I mean, he's always going to be an MVP consideration. And, he's just that kind of quarterback. For all the people that, said he's not any good anymore, he's struggling, he turned 30, he can't do this, he can't do that. Just keep telling him that, because that was as dialed in a performance as I've seen Patrick Mahomes, as Lou mentioned. I mean, he was spot on. He was ready to go. He stood in the pocket and he didn't move. He didn't drift. Sometimes he moved a little bit. Sometimes he just stayed where he was, waiting for the receiver to get uncovered. And he executed the offense flawlessly. I mean, there are 2 passes that I thought were incredible. The touchdown to Thornton was a laser. And what I thought was impressive about that is not only has Thornton elevated his game to be now a reliable guy, and when Rice comes back, I mean, that's a terrific trio. And then you throw Hollywood in and Juju Smith-Schuster. The Juju pass is great. But that last one to Hollywood Brown, I mean, it's 4th and 2. You're up. You got 30 points on the board already. He had one option on that play, and that was to Hollywood Brown. He was running out of sidelines. Juju was covered. Kareem Hunt was covered underneath. There was nowhere for him to go to get a first down unless he perfectly hit Hollywood Brown, and that was the only option. So I think when Patrick is this dialed in, he's almost unbeatable. And you add the defense. But to me, is he the front runner? No, I don't think he's the front runner yet. I still think he's got, a ways to go here. I think the offensive line needs to continue to grow. Again, they need to get Rice involved in the offense here in a couple of weeks. But he's in the conversation. He's probably one of 5 quarterbacks that have an opportunity to win the NFL MVP.
If I'm the Chiefs, man, is Patrick Mahomes a front runner? I think he's a front runner. He did it with
a homer.
He did it with nothing, right? Thornton was a practice squad guy. He turned this guy into an all-star, right? Then you look at the offensive line, man. Hey, where they played yesterday, even though they had more offensive linemen than defensive linemen out there, whoever came up with that game plan, run it all year, right? Nobody touches Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't care if it takes 7 offensive linemen. I don't care if it takes 8 offensive linemen. You put them out there and you put the best man out there. Hey, he's eligible. What they do, he's eligible. Eligible receiver. but you still go out there and block. And that's what I see yesterday. When they got down the goal line, I seen a more offensive line. I seen more out there. I seen another guy out there that was out there blocking. And that pass that you talked about to Hollywood Brown, I didn't even see how fast it moved out of his hand so fast. I said, did he do it? I thought he threw it to Kareem, but it was already in the end zone for a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes was on top of his game. I feel like the kid should be the front runner. I know Josh Allen having a heck of a year. I know Lamar Jackson was having a heck of a year, and Terry ran into Spags. That's every quarterback that runs into Spags they have. They look like Superman until Spags come and smack him up with some spaghetti sauce, and he gets them out of the ground and they ain't done no more. And hey, the front runner got to be Patrick Mahomes. It can't be nobody else. Who is it? Lamar? Is it Lamar? Is it Josh Allen?
Well, I think Lamar's out of the conversation at this point.
It's got to be Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna say honestly, guys, pump y'all brakes. Pump the brakes, bro. It's just a good game he played, man. He's been playing okay. If you look at Josh Allen been playing good ball. Dak Prescott been playing great ball. Hell,
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts
Prescott's balling.
Yeah, Prescott is, and then Jalen Hurts, like they still undefeated. So we're gonna settle down because it was a great game for Patrick Mahomes, and if he continue to play like this, to be this diamond, then yeah, he can go ahead and take the lead to be MVP. But right now, just pump the brakes. Right now, it's one of his best games of the season. Just pump it a little bit. He'll be all right. We'll see though. Next game, we'll see against Duval.
Yeah, it's a little early to be talking MVP. I hear what you're saying as far as kind of a front runner. Yeah, and like Nick said, I mean, his name's always going to come up in the conversation, right? And he could legitimately be MVP every single year. I don't care what the statistics say, or somebody throws for a bunch more touchdowns, fewer interceptions, whatever. He gets his team farther than anybody else. The team is reliant on him more than just about any other team, or at least that's the way it seemed the last couple of years. So, yeah, I mean, again, you get to like Thanksgiving. I think that's when things start to crystallize a little bit and see who's who and what's what. But, yeah, I mean, he's certainly, front runner. Yeah, let's throw like 4 names out there. He's definitely one of those 4 names.
Yeah.
Hey, Indiana Jones, look, I forgot about Indiana Jones. Right on, Spence. Forgot about Indiana Jones.
And speaking of Indiana Jones, ADD Mitchell, loose guy. I don't know. We would talk about that after we get through with all the questions, because I know you want to talk about us.
What an amazing! It was an amazing play. And then he gets to the goal line. I don't know if he's trying to just shift the ball or whatever. And he just,
lost him a win.
The ball slipped. I said, "Damn, that was a great play."
And then he got called for a hold, and JT goes for a touchdown. But hey, he owned up to it. He addressed the team today and just let him know, hey, he's taking full ownership of it. And yeah.
And speaking of a guy, let's talk about Xavier Worthy and Thornton. Go ahead, Luke.
All right, so bigger breakout, X, return, or Taekwon, rising production.
Ooh, look at that. Look at those big words. I love it.
He's been in the dictionary.
He's been looking in the dictionary. I don't know. I think the combination of the two, what I thought was interesting was there was a lot of focus on Worthy, obviously, and he injected life in this offense, running and catching the ball. He led the team in both rushing and pass catching. But what I thought was interesting about Taekwon Thornton is that in a lot of the plays in which they both were on the field at the same time, he was the decoy. He was the guy, along with Brashard Smith, that was trying to be in motion and take part of the field away so Worthy could have, his day. And then in that third quarter, when Mahomes threw that absolute bullet, and that was not an easy catch and an easy position for him to make that play. He gets his 3rd touchdown in 3 games. And you have to be excited about the opportunity, the possibility of these two guys doing just that. Worthy can be the decoy and Thornton can be the guy and vice versa. And I'll say this, when Rashee Rice returns, the one thing that we're not seeing in this offense is we're not seeing that crossing pattern where, Rashee lines up in the slot, runs across the middle of the field. When they add that element to this offense, not many teams are going to have success stopping them.
Like when Travis knocked the hell out of Xavier.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Rashee is a master. I think that's his best route. because he doesn't have to be the speed guy because he's got these two guys. I just think when he comes back and he gets familiar again, give him 3 or 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get into the month of, November. We get to the Bills and the Broncos games. Then we'll be able to see what he's got. I think he'll be more productive in this offense. But if they can all stay healthy, it's impressive. But to me, the bigger breakout of this game was Xavier Worthy. Yeah,
I had to agree with Nick. I like the rise of of Thornton, man. He's coming looking like a lot of people say number 2, number 3. He's looking like a number 1, man. Like that, Ocho Cinco and them said it last night. Shannon Sharp said it last night. This guy is rising. He's a true guy that's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take
my guy.
I'm gonna take 1 egg and I'm gonna feed everybody." That's what Shannon Sharp said. I don't know what it means, but it was funny. But
it's some old school slang, man.
That's what he's doing, and that's what he's doing. He said all the odds are gonna be on me, but I think it's Xavier Worthy breakout because you kind of seen what the Chiefs wanted to do against the Chargers, but Worthy went down. And this with the offense, it's like, okay, this is the game plan we have for the Chargers. This the package that we was going to use with Xavier Worthy, even though he had the extra bulletproof vest. It's not a bulletproof vest, but that's what it looked like. The shoulder pad looked like he was inside a protective bubble. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, it had to be a Xavier Worthy, man. The breakout performers that he had, and looked like Spags, not Spags, but Andy Reid and them had a perfect game plan for him this season, and that's what you seen yesterday. The shakes on the route. He shook one guy. I don't know what guy it was. The guy went to the other side, fell on the ground, and Xavier Worthy caught the ball and ran out of bounds. I said, Jesus. It looked like he couldn't find his shoelaces at that time. But hey, Xavier Worthy I have to go with him on this question. The breakout return for Xavier Worthy.
I'm gonna go with Thornton, man. Because Thornton,
I know you is. That's your guy.
I was going with Thornton. Y'all know it, but he's been cooking all camp. He's been summer games, camp, man. Anytime that man got the opportunity, he produces. As we said before, man, like all the stretch to the field, what Worthy can do, Thornton can do. Thornton can catch. He's a little taller. Maybe a little bit faster than Worthy. I'm not knocking Worthy, but
he's not faster.
Thornton's production has been crazy. And thanks to credit Patrick Mahomes, if we threw the damn ball correctly, it's a different conversation. He could be leading the league in receiving yards. But what I'm saying is this: I think the rise of Thornton to me is his biggest story right now. You know what I'm saying? We know what Worthy is, but we didn't know, Lou, what Thornton was, and now we're starting to know. Hands is great. Every time the ball goes in his hands, it's money, baby.
His hands are money. His hands are money.
That's been the most pleasant surprise so far this year. Now, it's not like they're throwing to him a ton. I think that was the ball he got thrown his way yesterday. But he made it count. He caught it and it was a touchdown. So you can't really complain about that. Patrick hit, I think, 9 different receivers. So it wasn't like a bunch of people were getting a ton of targets. It was really spread out. Xavier, bigger breakout. Xavier broke out last year. I think it was just a matter of him coming back and getting reacclimated. Now, I don't know if he was told this before the game or it was just himself just understanding the assignment here. But I don't know if you noticed, but whenever he got near the sideline, he immediately went out of bounds. If it looked like he was going to get blown up, he immediately went to the ground, which I'm good with, quite frankly. And so it was kind of like self-preservation, but he still made plays. He made plays on every time he touched the ball. So they're two opposite ends of the stick because, Xavier, he comes back. You're expecting him to do what he does, right? He has announced himself last year. He introduced himself to the league and like, okay, I'm here to do this. Whereas Thornton, he's just trying to make a name for himself. And he's worked his way into a position that he can get significant snaps even when Rasheed comes back. Now, again, they're going to be limited. So you're not going to see him go nuts. But in those times, like clutch time and whatever, if he's on the field and Patrick trusts him, you can't ask for anything more than that. So obviously, you got 2 guys here that can have some similar skills. Taekwon's a little bit bigger now, so he can do some other things, but I don't know that you can really separate the two. They're just like two completely different things.
Yeah. And to keep the conversation on Thornton, is he under a 1-year contract, or how many years he got left on his?
He signed it's basically a 3-year deal if you sign him to, as an undrafted contract. I'll look it up, but I think he's got 2 years more, maybe 2 or 3 years more of control. Maybe 2 years, because he was drafted 2 years ago. So I'll check on that. And I want to point out the other thing about Worthy too, because I thought he was hilarious in the post game comments. Because I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm out of shape. I was cramping bad. And then when he talked about going after, Roquan Smith was in front of me, he goes, I don't want to be hit by that. So, I think Lou makes a great point. I mean, yeah, he's not going to take any chances. And he got his bell rung pretty good on that first reception where he got the face mask and thrown to the ground. So he said, that's all I needed to be 100% confident out there. But, do what you got to do. Keep yourself healthy. What's an extra 2 or 3 yards in a situation where you've already gained 20 or 30? Just get your butt down or go out of bounds. I got no problem with that whatsoever.
And speaking of that, let's switch over to some Baltimore questions, Luke.
Wow. Equal time here. Fair and
time.
balanced. Who are we? How much does the Ravens 1-3 start matter if Lamar Jackson's hamstring injury is serious?
They won't make the playoffs.
Oh,
if he's out, if he misses, I mean, they've got one game, then a bye week. So let's just say he's out the next 2 weeks. And I can't remember who they played this weekend, but I don't think it's a very difficult team. If he's out for 2 weeks with the bye week and able to go back in 3 weeks and be near 100%, then obviously they're going to play him. I don't know. I didn't see the injury. I didn't see where he possibly could have gotten hurt. At one point, he was sitting on the bench and he didn't even have a wrap on him. And then, of course, they came out a few minutes later and said that he did. Jackson's got a whole lot of other problems, and I think what John Harbaugh did by basically benching his star running back in the second half, he's done it every time he's played the Chiefs. He wants Jackson to be compared to Mahomes. He's got to quit trying to prove a point that you can't prove. They're not comparable. They're not the same style of quarterback. They don't have the same effectiveness. They don't have, the Chiefs have the superior quarterback every single time these two teams have played. And it hadn't been for the Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble, Patrick would have a perfect record against, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So his hamstring injury, if it's legit and it's,
He said if it's legit.
Well, we don't know. I mean, seriously, he didn't hobble going to the sidelines. And he hobbled a little bit after the game, going out there, and then he didn't hobble anymore. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy when it comes to NFL injuries. And John Harbaugh talked about today, so we don't know yet. I mean, yeah, they know. Of course they know. He's probably not going to play this week.
So he asked for a fake doctor excuse. Huh? So that's
I don't know. I mean, I used to write notes for myself, to excuse myself from class for my mom's signature. So, I admit that I did it. But I think if he's out for any significant time, the noose is going to get tighter and tighter, and they may miss the playoffs, and maybe that's the best thing. I think Harbaugh is going to be the casualty here, and I think Henry will be a free agent after this year too. Plus, they're going to have a lot of cap issues next year. So this was the year that they put all their chips in. I signed DeAndre Hopkins to a $7 or $8 million contract. So they went all in, and so far they look all out.
DS said he pulled an Anthony Richardson. He tapped himself out the game. But hey, if Lamar's done, if his injury is more than because they got the Texans, they got a little tough schedule coming up. I think they and then plus not just Lamar, the defense is not playing well. Their defense is missing guys.
Yeah, they announced Matt Abuike is now out for the year.
Yeah, there's some talking
what about Wiggins? Wiggins got ran over by Isaiah Pacheco, and then he got carted off the field.
It was a
You know what I mean?
solid,
So-
it was a solid tackle, but you know what I'm saying, he banged up. He banged
They
up.
really, yeah, they
smacking. Say,
I don't know what it seems like every year they get these. For a while there, it was they couldn't keep a running back healthy.
Yeah.
They had a running back room that looked outstanding. It's every year, and 2 or 3 of them would get like J.K. Dobbins.
Yep.
Who were some of the other guys? I mean, Keaton Mitchell missed time. Gus Edwards. I mean, all these guys have kind of like been around the league now. We're all with the Ravens at one time. And it looked like they had this great running back room. None of them could stay healthy.
Yeah.
Again, it just seems like certain teams, you get more injuries, and there might be something to it. The teams that are considered like these tough teams, San Francisco is another one. Always a lot of injuries. I don't know. It's because of the way they practice. They're just badasses, and they just go all out. Defensively, they're just like hard-nosed guys, and they just get injured more. So hard to say. I mean,
you got to look at their strength and conditioning coach.
Speculate.
Yeah.
But, with a hamstring injury, you never know, especially with a guy that uses his legs as much as he does. That's a big deal. Now, is it like Dak last year where it's like ripped off the bone? I think we would have known that.
Yeah, he would not have been able to walk.
But if it's a strain and he can't be himself and he misses time, Cooper Rush has played in many NFL games. He did well with the Cowboys or whatever. But when you have Lamar, that offense is all geared towards him, right?
Right.
It's hard you have a backup that is nothing like
it's
Lamar.
too much on him.
And it's almost like you have to have a totally separate offense. You can't replicate Lamar, but somebody with some similar skill set that can move and, do all this stuff. So we'll see. But in the injuries they have, if you got to go to a backup quarterback now,
hey, Lou,
their division right now looks a little wonky because, Cincinnati's in dire straits. Cleveland can't seem to get out of their way on offense.
So it's tough.
It's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh still, we don't know what Pittsburgh is right now, but no, the injuries is going to affect, the Baltimore season. It is going to affect them because, like I said, like you stated, everything is surrounded by Lamar Jackson. The offense is Lamar Jackson's offense. It's predicated around him. And, Derrick Henry didn't show, which it was weird to me because Derrick Henry, to me, mentally is disturbed right now because he can't focus on controlling the goddamn ball. They got this man doing Baltimore Raven techniques and whatnot, man. You know what I'm saying? You seen what Tony Romo said, man. Wrist, palm, glove, and all this other shit. I said, man, they
run the ball.
They mentally disturbed right now. Like right now, Lamar, to me, King Henry right now, man, it's all he's in his own head. Because somebody asked me, said, Drake, King Henry, man, he's done. He's washed. He's not washed. It's just the fact that the fumbling thing is like it's nagging at him right now. So dealing with that, right? Now you're dealing with Lamar Jackson. A lot of people say it was a fake injury. Like Lou stated, some hamstring injuries are different because Will Johnson from the Cardinals, he got a hamstring injury. He's been out for a couple of games. So it just depends on the severity of the hamstring.
But the Chiefs have always handled him. Yeah, the Chiefs have always handled him. I mean, you go back to his days in the Tennessee, in all the big games against the Titans or the Ravens. In the second half, he's not played. Because they've shut him down in the first, he shut down. I mean, honestly. If I'm the Ravens, with this game so important and so many injuries and try to rest your defense, why are you throwing the ball? Why you keep throwing the ball when you've got arguably one of the best running backs? Go work his ass to death until he just can't go anymore, and then you shift the offense.
I agree,
but that's on coaching. I'm not impressed with the offensive coordinator with the Ravens. I'm glad that he didn't have a good game because that meant goodwill for the Chiefs. But they're a mess right now, and there's a lot of blame. And even the Ravens fans are kind of turning on the team right now too, in a way that I never thought.
Expectations were really high. I mean, you can say that about Chiefs fans going into this game as well.
Not good having a super team.
So it's just, how fickle some fans are. Unless if the expectation is Super Bowl, which it was for the Ravens this year and last year and the previous year, whatever, and you're not getting there, or you get off to this weird start where all of a sudden this supposedly great defense can't stop anyone. And now offensively, it's getting weird because
it's predictable.
Yeah, so
I agree.
It's very predictable. And where was Zay
Hensley.
Flowers
Let's
yesterday?
go. Move on.
All right, let's go next.
So with that said, man, speaking of Lamar Jackson getting shut down, Nall Williams and everybody, Nall Williams, I think Spags is the guy that's on Waterboy, right? He's on Waterboy. Spags is that guy that's on the other sideline. Then when he looks at he thinks the other coach gets scared and Lamar Jackson gets scared because this defense is playing lights out. Go ahead, Luke.
All right, so the Chiefs defense, a Super Bowl caliber unit, yes, because of their timely turnovers.
Yes.
Or is the Justice Hill 71 yards? So one play.
One play. Come on, dude. Who wrote this? I sent you questions. No. I don't even count the Justice Hill because your boy, Mr. Williams, missed the gap. Should have had him. Should have tackled him. Joshua Williams.
Yes.
That was his
it's
play
a
to
Super
make.
Bowl caliber unit because they have been for a few years. Timely turnovers. Now that's one thing that they haven't generated a ton of, but yesterday they got some. So that's
how about Leo, man?
That's kind of the thing that you look for. And that's what really Spags is looking for.
I've seen better.
Is the next step is not just the pressures and sacks or whatever, but taking the ball away. In terms of Justice Hill's run, again, the game is over, and I'm not making excuses. I'm sure Spags, and I said it yesterday, was pissed, and I'm sure he wanted to choose some.
No, those backup guys are going to get their ass handed to
him. He was not wanting to give up any more points. 13, good, we're done, that's it. Got to say, Joshua Williams made a hell of a run.
He was
close to
him. He missed him the first time. I give him credit for chasing down his mistake.
I didn't know he was that fast. He was moving down that sideline. I said,
fast.
But other than that, man, I have to say, this a super caliber the defense. How many rings does Spags have? Right? How many rings do you have? You guys know?
He has 4 Super Bowl rings, which is the most for any defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
in NFL.
He got one with the Giants. Yeah, so
and he earned that one with the Giants.
Right, he shuts down Tom Brady. He shuts down. Josh Allen couldn't get 5 to 3 yards to get in field goal range against Spags. He make Lamar Jackson never threw an interception, never threw anything all year, and comes to face Spags. And there you go, throws an interception to Leo Chanel, which was a nice grab by Leo Chanel. Also, man,
Leo's a special player. I don't know what it's going to take for. Again, they could use him in so many different ways. I'd like to see more of that, not just in coverage. Again, I've been saying it all years. I think if you bring him off the edge, put him in some of these pass rushing downs.
He did that. He did that yesterday.
I think he's good. I think he's going to help the team.
I think Noah Williams is the best defensive player right now for the Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to Noah Williams, man, out there locking stuff up, looking for the ball with great awareness. The only DB on this goddamn secondary that got awareness. Shout out to Noah Williams, man, for looking back at the damn ball.
He reminds me. I know a lot of people want to say, "Hence, you kind of keep repairing him." He reminds me of Marcus Peters, the trash talking on the field. The way he goes out of approach.
He's taller.
He's a little taller, but when he went up there,
a lot taller.
When he was in Zay Flowers' face on that tackle he made on Zay Flowers, I was like, "That's what I like to see." I know that's when I say, "Okay, that's a dog right there." He ain't gonna back down. He ain't gonna back down if you down. He don't care. He don't care if you took 13 points. But
I think you've noticed over the last few weeks that I think as Brashard's snaps have been increasing, Noel Williams' snaps.
He played 48% of the snaps yesterday.
So they're really start. I think just the idea was with the rookies to bring them along slowly, which I don't completely agree with in terms of if the guys can play, let them play, but they have a plan. I think it's going to continue. And like I said, that's why I think this team is going to look so much different once we get into like right around Thanksgiving.
He do give me Snead vibes, though. I do agree. Both says he got Marcus Peters vibes, right? I say Snead all day because of the physicality. The physicality.
Yeah,
that's something Chiefs been missing, though. So I definitely say sleep.
I think this about the Chiefs defense. What I think impresses me the most is we can all admit they didn't play very well against the Chargers. They came back. They made some adjustments. I thought they played well against Philadelphia. They played well against the Giants. I know it's Russell Wilson, but still they made plays. And then yesterday they just shut down arguably, one of the most high scoring offense in the NFL to date right now, maybe next to Detroit. But, I think the way Spags has allowed the young guys, as Lou said, to come along, increase their snaps. They need Noah Williams because we don't know what Kristen Fulton's going to be able to do this year with all the injuries. If he comes back, that only helps this defense. It gives him another veteran out there.
The way it's going, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
It just doesn't feel like from the jump. Did Norman Lott play yesterday?
He played a little bit.
You see, when him and Chris Jones next together, you are not running the ball on that man.
Yeah, he played. He played more snaps than he did last week, and I think he needs time. I think physically speaking, they're asking him to do a lot of things that he just might not be ready to do. So he's the one guy I think. Jeffrey Bassett hasn't been on the field yet, which is kind of mind-boggling. But maybe they get him some work here in October. Hopefully they get him more involved because he's been active every game.
Yeah.
I think he's played.
I think it's just
teams.
difficult to put him out there. I mean, if you've got Leo and Nick and Drew playing at a high level, they're not going to want to come off the field.
Nick was great yesterday.
Unless they're playing nickel and they just take a linebacker off the field. They only play with 2 linebackers. But it's going to be hard for him to really work in. I think he's just, he's one of Tobe's guys. So that's why he's active every week.
Right.
While we still on defense, also, our condolences to Chris Jones' auntie, because he came in there. He played at emotions. You can see that. And also, he played a good game as well. He
arrived at 3:00 in his suit and was out there for the first defensive snap. I mean, it's just, I don't think we can underscore.
Some guys are just money players. They're built differently.
We think he's aged and we think he's on the downside and he has to go through this family tragedy and, he gets a private plane to go to Mississippi to fly back, a police escort to Arrowhead, arrives at 3:00, somehow gets ready to be on the field by 3:30 after the national anthem and goes out there and makes a play on the first series. So, I think Chris is clearly the emotional leader for that defense. And he clearly is a guy that this means a lot to him still. And when you get a guy that's that high paid and that successful, and like Lou said, rises to the occasion, that stop he made on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, where he just hit Henry 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's just, those are things that you look at and say, now you can see why, the defense, I think, had an extra step in them yesterday. I think they fed off Chris Jones. He's always been their emotional leader. And for him to have to go through all that, and clearly this was someone who was very close to him, growing up and it's a sad loss for his family, but I thought the way he handled stuff, and I thought after the post game when he didn't talk a lot about it, but I thought one thing that was really key that he said was somebody asked him about the Leo Chanel interception. And he goes, man, we asked that boy to do a lot of different things on this defense. And, for him to recognize that, also tells you what kind of person and what kind of player he is. And, he can see special. He can see guys that are working their tail off. And this defense right now is farther along than I thought they'd be after week 4.
Right.
Yeah. So with that said, let's get into the Buckner question of the day, because a lot of fans are questioning it.
Here we go again.
I never thought we'd be that show that would talk about the kicker.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the boot match.
We're spoiled. You're spoiled, man.
All right.
You're spoiled.
Does 007, does Harrison Butker's continued inconsistency still cloud the Chiefs' dominant win?
It's a 54-yard field goal, 57 yards, 58. As Andy Reid said, we're all spoiled because he normally knocks these down. He's having little struggles over 50 yards, and that's okay. It happens, and he'll figure it out. And whether it's the hold or the way his body, leans or the way he uses his plant foot and how he aims, Yeah, these are all correctable things. And in money time, I still put that Buckner's going to be fine. They're not bringing in another kicker. They're not going to get rid of him next year. He's their kicker for the long term. He's one of the leaders of this football team.
Guaranteed money next year.
He's got a lot of guaranteed money next year. So
I think the entire thing is guaranteed.
You know, he's going to be just fine.
He didn't
I'm not
forget
worried.
how to kick
I wasn't
off.
worried about the offensive line, you know, in training camp and in OTAs and mini camps, and I'm not worried about Butker.
The thing that makes it look worse is that you watch around the league and you watch these games, and unless the field goal gets blocked, which what's going on? Another block party this weekend.
There's been a special teams year, man.
But I'm telling you, it's like these guys from like 50 yards is like a layup. I mean, it's just
it's what they're doing in college. That's why
it's uncanny.
Yeah.
So, and I think it still has. I mean, some guys kind of made a big deal of it, and it sounds like it is. It's just the fact the kicking balls are not brand new when you get to the game.
Yeah.
Evidently, they gave each team, I don't know, like 100 of these kicking balls at the beginning of the season.
K-balls,
and those equipment managers are going to work on them, you know, scuffing them up, getting them ready, whatever. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm sure the leg strength of these guys is a hell of a lot more. And they're just coming into the league ready to just drill everything that comes their way. But yeah, just amazing how many have gotten blocked in the last couple of weeks.
That block in the Raiders game, you don't see guys coming around the edge like that. And you got to time it
perfectly because that's a long way to go.
Yeah, that's either offsides or that's a perfect execution.
But I'm like the other Chiefs fans. I'm like the other Chiefs fans, man. If we don't get this correct and we come to like a close game and he missed a field goal, then everybody gonna say everybody gonna have their pitchforks. They're gonna say 007.
They're not gonna say it.
007. We got you.
There's people saying it now.
Get them down. Well, I think the kid would be. I think when it's all said and done, like I said, Jawan Taylor. Jawan Taylor, you know what I mean? Like get the false penalties, you know, set to the side.
Congrats go to Jawan today. His wife, he proposed to his girlfriend, and she said yes.
You know, congratulations to him. You know, he had a good game.
Penalties lined up.
He was perfect.
Maybe because he was proposing. That's why he was perfect.
No, because he played on a grass field and was less stress on his knee. That's exactly what it was.
He was laser focused. Yeah,
he was focused how he was going to drop down and propose. Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Butker, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be just fine.
Don't add fuel to the fire. Just say he's going to be fine.
Hey, it wasn't 15 minutes late to the proposal.
It's a question what's on the Chiefs Blitz, and I wanted to get it out here to those on our.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's out there. It's out there. I mean, he did miss another kick. I think Coach was talking today, and maybe Butker brought it up to him, where maybe he feels like he's over kicking on the long ones, or he's afraid. And when he does that, sometimes he hits the ground first, and there's all sorts of different things. I mean, it just looks so simple when they do it, or you see, just about everybody drilling them from so far. That my God, this must be easy. Well, it's not, right?
Yeah.
So
there's only 32 of them in the NFL, and a lot of them get cut from week to week.
Yeah. So you gotta be ready to rock and roll, man.
All right.
With that said, let's get into the AFC, and that'll be our last question of the day.
AFC West battle. Which team is the Chiefs' biggest threat now? Is it the Chargers, 3-1, or the Broncos, 1-2?
Well, I think I think I said on the show last week that the Giants would upset the Chargers on Friday. I was correct. I also said I don't think the Chargers are that good.
So you were the one that got Joe Alt hurt.
I'm not saying that.
Malik Neighbors blows out his ACL.
That was
come on, Nick.
No. I got nothing against Neighbors, the Giants. I thought the Giants would win. I didn't think the Chargers. I think the way that the offensive line. Then when Alt goes out, and he's going to be out. Probably 4 to 6 weeks would be my guess.
They lost later. They lost.
Yeah.
They talk about an offensive line that's just kind of like patchwork.
And they missed out on getting Cam Robinson today from the Texans, who traded him to the Browns. I think the Chargers are in trouble. I think that they just don't have the ability to protect Justin Herbert. And if you get pressure on Herbert, as the Chiefs have done for the most part, other than the first game this season, he generally fails. As far as the Broncos, I mean, obviously they play tonight. They get to host the Bengals. You know, they haven't looked good on offense. They haven't looked good on defense.
Bengals.
You know, I don't think the Bengals have enough to win this game, but the Bengals are, you know, still have a reasonable fighting chance in that division.
They do. I mean, if Jake Browning takes care of the ball, that's the biggest thing. I mean, he doesn't have. I don't think he has to be like a superstar.
He still got the.
But
advantage.
I think as long as he is somehow able to take care of the ball and get it in T's hands, get it in Jamar's hand,
right?
Then they've got a chance. You know, maybe then it'll be
know about
close.
Jamar Chase on
But
this
if he, you know, that Broncos pass rush is no joke. And the defensive backs are just like feeding off of that stuff. So if he starts throwing interceptions, then it's not going to be.
Yeah, honestly, if y'all look at the Broncos, they got the best defense. Well, I don't know, because Chiefs and Broncos now they kind of go neck and neck. But the Broncos' strength is their defense. You know what I'm saying? Both Knicks have been up and down, right? They've been up and down. The Chargers, honestly, I know Joe Alt went down. Hey, hell, I love Jackson Dart coming in there and getting busy. I'm a big fan of Jackson Dart. But here's the thing, though. In this division right now, the Chiefs' biggest threat right now, it will have to be the Chargers still. The Chargers is still the threat. They still a well-balanced team still, and they play good defense.
With the depleted offensive line. Right. And that's not going to be like an easy fix. We'll see how long Alt is gone for. Slater's definitely done for the year. I don't know about Becton. That's the heart and soul of their team. That's how they're built, right?
Just too much.
That's now you're going to have to like almost like change the identity on the fly. Now Marion Hampton's been playing a little bit better, but this is a tough one. I would probably going to stick with the Broncos just because of the defense. And I think Nick's game will pick up here. Like I said, I watched a couple of those games. He's just missing on some throws, and they could have changed two of those games. They could easily be 3-0. I mean, they get walked off 2 games in a row. So they're still a good team. They're still a really good team.
Bo Nix be having like people wide open. He just this close.
I like Bo Nix. I'm a Bo Nix supporter. I think he's got a lot of talent.
I think he sucks.
I think playing 5 years in college at a high level. I think his issue right now is that, you know, he's got a very fiery head coach who's very set in his ways. He's never been. It's like the kid who gets scolded for the first time after having a spoon in his mouth for the longest time. You know, here he is. He's scolding his quarterback publicly on the sidelines. He talks nice about him in the press conferences, but you can see they're having some issues together. And
that's just Peyton.
But no, I'm saying I agree with you. That is the way Peyton works.
That's his deal all the time.
Bo Nix has to adjust it. He has to adjust to that.
Well, I think he got baptized pretty well last year, and
I think he got baptized quite a bit so far this year.
He knows that the coach really loves him. Truly, I mean that's the guy he wanted, and I think he believes in him so much that when he makes a boneheaded play, he gets upset and he lets him know about it. And I think Nix gives it right back to him. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think it's really a matter.
So it's
some
more
of the receivers stepping up too, because you know you've got guys like Mims, but he's like hit or miss. Cortland Sutton seems to be really the only one that's like reliable week in, week out. Ingram's been hurt. Right. They brought him in to kind of be like that 80 ball catch, you know, tight end. So I think they'll get it figured out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably looking at the Chargers. Yeah, they're 3-1 because the Chiefs 2 games behind them.
No, one. Technically 2.
Yeah,
technically 2,
but they lost to them. So
they got the tiebreakers.
So and then you look at the Broncos. You like, you don't know if I think it's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the biggest threat to themselves. If they keep the offense going, I think they can take this division. They can take that. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Drake, hey, it won't be bad to let them Chargers win the division. Then you go up to SoFi in the sun. You're not playing in the cold at your stadium. You in the sun in the beautiful LA stadium, and where they don't have that much fan, it's gonna be like a home game anyway. Because the Chiefs fans are gonna fly over there, it's gonna pack the house, so it'll be like a home game. But hey, if it's when it all comes down, when it's all comes said, the biggest threat is I think it's the Chiefs to themselves. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. The Chargers are gonna be a shell of themselves. The Broncos, I guarantee they will lose tonight. You know, against the Bengals.
And I'm not saying because they in. I mean,
I'm just saying the Bengals going to take care of business with the Broncos because they offense it looks like they still trying to figure. I know
you still got the Avengers, man. You still got the Avengers.
They're missing a quarterback, and they know that they still can take lead of that division. You know what I mean? Because they on top right now, and the Steelers are slowly creeping in. Then you got the Broncos coming in here. You don't know what you're going to get from the Broncos. I feel like the Chiefs is a threat to themselves against the AFC West because
that's any team in the NFL.
Well, they've owned the division for what 10 years. I mean, of course. I mean, just right now they're down in the standings, but like we're 4 games in. I think again as the team evolves, they kind of build up to who they're going to be. Mm-hmm. They're better than all of them. I don't even see it's really that. The margin is really that close, right? When the Chiefs, if their offense keeps evolving, the defense keeps kind of like doing their thing, and they keep evolving too, because that's kind of where it's like some of the younger guys, Noel Williams coming on, parking lot coming on. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's really not that big of a leap to say that the Chiefs still win the division, and it may be by 2 or 3 games.
Could be.
So you can't read too much into the first 4 games, I don't think.
No.
Yeah,
I agree.
So with that said, we done our show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank John and Kareem and all you guys. But hey, I seen something off the field that happened on Chiefs Who? Was it not Chiefs Who, but Factor Cat? So let's talk about that loop from
Liam Cohen. He goes by Salah. Who knows what he says? Didn't shake his hand. Gets about 10 feet past him when he's like in a little bit of a scrum. Then he starts yelling back at him. Hey, Liam Cohen's not a small guy, but Salah, I think, could probably get a few licks in. But I don't think Salah was like being a jerk or anything. He was, I think, just trying to get under his skin. And I'm sure he knows job of it. He knows Liam. Maybe he's a little sensitive and he can get under his skin. And he made some comment, but anyway, after the game, it wasn't like back in the day, Jim Harbaugh and Schwartz, when Schwartz was the coach at Detroit and Harbaugh was coach in San Francisco, where it almost came to blows.
No, go after it. I want to see these head coaches and these assistant coaches go after one another. I think it's great.
But no, so it's all said. I mean,
players can't do it. Let the coaches do it.
Opposite conferences. They play each other like once every 4 years, whatever it is. So
yeah,
I think Robert Sledden was mad that he didn't get the Jaguars job. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think he was up for that one.
He wasn't. He won't be a head coach for a long time.
I think they were on Cohen. He had agreed to extend his deal with Tampa as the offensive coordinator, and hadn't put pen to paper yet. And I think the Khan or his son kind of went in there, like kidnapped him for the weekend, and he ends up taking the Jags job, and he's doing a great job. I mean, they're 3-1, aren't they?
Yeah, and Sam Parrish said an all-out coach brawl. How much will y'all pay for it? What you think Andy Reid gonna do?
Andy's not gonna fight anybody.
You think Andy Reid taking Pete Carroll out?
I don't know.
Wow, that's like elder abuse all across the board.
I've never seen a guy chew gum like Pete Carroll does. I mean, it's just nonstop for 3 hours.
Pete Carroll just got a knack for it.
When they blocked that kick, I thought the gum was gonna just like start screaming.
Yeah, I thought for sure,
man.
He was gonna spit that all over the place. That was just unbelievable. I mean, the Raiders have had some bad luck too. That's a massive uphill climb to turn that organization around. I think the Chiefs. I think going forward for the next couple of years, I think the Chiefs are in pretty good position. So
yeah, Patrick Mahomes said he won't play till he's 45. That's what he said.
he's not going to play till he's 45. There's
keep
absolutely no way.
That's what he said, man.
It won't be in a Chiefs uniform. I can tell you that.
So with that said, man, hey, we want to thank everybody for joining in. And we got Chiefs Who on Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining in. And hey, DS was number 1 in the chat today. So hey, he is the winner. So of today. So
you'll have to give me the monthly totals for September. All right.
Okay.
For the winners.
Still September.
The top 2.
I
got to get to the post office. I promise I'll do this week.
This is the last show for September, right?
So that was it. So give me your totals. Send me an email. All right.
Wednesday's the 1st.
That's right. October 1st this year. Damn.
Finally here.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I mean, New
Year's.
Wait.
This is my holiday. Autumn.
You know,
it's going to be freaking cold again.
I hate to be that guy, but I think we have to change up the intro when Nick was saying about the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 11 months ago. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah, well, it's what it is. All right, guys. We'll see you all on Wednesday, normal time. We appreciate everybody.
Show up on time Wednesday, Kareem.
Peace out.